Hi everyone, and welcome to the first episode of Comicrazy TV. Wasn't going to do a video for a while. I was going to start doing some videos in a couple of weeks, but I actually went to see Fantastic Four last night, and I thought, well, do you know what, since I managed to catch it a little bit earlier, I'm going to give a wee reaction video. So just to let you know, before I went in, I had very low expectations for the movie. I didn't like the trailers, I didn't like the look of the CGI, and I didn't like the thing. So we go into the movie. And I always set the bar quite low with certain movies, and this was one of them because I thought if I set the bar low, anything over and above that, it might surprise me. So did that with Spider-Man 2, I think it was, because I wasn't overly fond of Spider-Man, the first one. Spider-Man 2, Raimi's Spider-Man, that is not the amazing Spider-Man. So yeah, keep the bar low. Everything else is a bonus, but the problem was it didn't even reach that bar, which was already pretty low. Beginning of the movie, you've got Reed Richards, who's basically his dream is to create a teleportation device. Apparently, he's at school and he's telling everyone in school about this, and his teachers don't believe in him. His classmates at least don't believe in him, and the only person who believes in him is old Ben Grimm, who then becomes his bodyguard, I guess, which is okay. That's kind of what Ben was anyway, or what Ben is rather. So we go from there, and I don't want to spoil the movie as such, so I won't really talk about it, but the first half of the movie, what they did really was just introduce the characters. So the first character that came along was Reed Richards with Ben Grimm. You then later get a bit of Sue Storm. Johnny Storm's then introduced, and thinks he's a young Vin Diesel, I think. Victor Von Doom was introduced, and he's like some sort of hacker who used to work on the programme before Richards, but he couldn't get it to work. So because he couldn't get it to work, it seemed like a good idea to bring him back to see if he could help Reed Richards get it to work, which didn't really make much sense to me anyway. So yeah, the first half of the movie was laborious, it was boring, there wasn't a lot happening between the characters. Well, actually, I tell a lie. I mean, I think they were trying to do something, and I think the actors are actually okay. There just wasn't very good writing. To give you an idea, when I left the movie, I didn't care for any of the characters. Didn't care for Sue, didn't care for Reed Richards, didn't care for Johnny Storm. And that's kind of unusual, I mean, especially with the Fantastic Four, because I was always quite a big Thing fan. I love Ben Grimm and I like his struggles, and how he was always a bit depressed, and he was trying to find himself and accept who he is now, you know. And that didn't really come through very well at all. Second half of the movie, they try and teleport to this planet, and that's where they get their powers, obviously. So maybe you think, oh no, once they get the powers it might be a bit more interesting, they might do some work, and then no, they basically become a weapon for the military, which I thought was a bit lame. Nothing new there whatsoever. CGI wasn't that great. I mean, Sue, when she was floating about in her force field, didn't look particularly good. Thing looks terrible in my opinion. Johnny Storm, not that great. I mean, it wasn't much of an improvement on the first movie. When you think it's almost, what was it, 8 years since? 8 or 9 years, and you see the big difference between, say, the Avengers and the Avengers 2 with the Hulk. There was a big difference in the CGI and everything, I felt anyway. So that was the second half, and then Victor Von Doom turns up, which is okay, you know. You're like, yeah, Von Doom, let's get some action on the go. And there was action. I mean, the only thing that the film did right was it kind of turned into sort of a sci-fi horror almost. There's a bit where he's walking through some corridors and he's using his powers, and I was a little bit frightened, you know. But I mean, he doesn't even have a metal mask. It's like his suit's sort of moulded with his body or something like that. I didn't get it. I didn't like it. And then it turns into this big battle. So you've got a big CGI laden battle, which is okay if you think when Avengers have done it, you know, other things have done CGI battles, but the dialogue was rubbish. There was nothing really happening, okay, and I know that's going to sound really stupid, but it seemed like the whole point was to say, oh yeah, you know, separately we're rubbish, but when we come together as a team, we're strong. Cool. Doesn't make the movie any better just because there was a story behind it, and it was just the dialogue and the story and the plot seemed confused, you know. And I read somewhere that there have been some arguments between the director and between the studio, and they were kind of sort of tugging between what movie each one wanted to make, and that was how it came across, you know. It was very confused, very bland. just didn't like it. You know, I can't go any further and say I just didn't like it. And it's very rare that I don't like a film because I'm actually quite easy to please. So yeah, ultimately, if I was you, would I part with cash to see this movie? No, I wouldn't. I mean, just to give you the comparison to Ant-Man, like I said earlier, when I left the movie, I didn't care for any of these people. I didn't think, oh, that was a good movie. I didn't care for the characters. There was no empathy whatsoever. Whereas when I left from Ant-Man, I said, oh, I'm really glad that he got to be with his daughter. Spoiler alert, I guess. And I felt for him, you know, and he was relatable, and he grew as a character throughout the movie. I didn't feel that any of the actors actually grew, or maybe they did grow, but they didn't show you any of that growth. Even with Ben, who, you know, a lot of these stories result around Ben getting his powers and going off on his own, and then they come back as a team, and because they all love each other, and Ben's accepted who he is, and things like that. And that's kind of the way that I want a Fantastic Four movie to go. So where does Fox go from here? I think they might as well just give the rights back to Marvel. There's no point in them keeping a hold of it. They're just wasting money. I think the budget's about $125 million for this movie. I think Deadpool's got half that budget, and Deadpool's going to blow everything out the water. No matter, they can't do that movie badly. Seen the trailer of that yesterday as well, actually, or this morning, sorry. And it was really, really cool. So I'm really looking forward to Deadpool. But yeah, if I was them, I would just give the rights back. If I was you, I wouldn't go see it. Waiting it to come out in Blu-ray or on Sky Movies or something. Even Blu-ray, actually, don't bother buying it until it's maybe been out about a year or two, and then you can get it for £4 or something like that at HMV. Not a great story. So anyway, my name's John Gilbert, owner of Comicrazy.co.uk, and we've got a comic book shop in Paisley, in the middle floor of the Paisley Centre. So if you're in Paisley, feel free to pop in sometime, have a chat, have a wee look at some comics, some manga, some graphic novels as well. We've also got a Facebook page, which is Comicrazy Shop, and we've got a podcast as well, which you can find on SoundCloud under Comicrazy. So my name is, as I said, my name is John. I'll thank you guys for listening. And yeah, have you seen the movie yet, or are you going to see it tomorrow? What are you thinking? Let me know, and let me know what you think of the video as well. We're going to be doing a lot more videos. Hopefully, I'll get a lot better at it as well, and we'll try and come in with some better material and some better articles. But check out our website, and over and out. See you later.